Welcome to Earth 2, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is the norm. It's your boy Moecrosby. I'm here to give you today the Secret Empire number 10 book report, and this I feel is going to be a really good one. So sit back, relax, and as always,
Welcome to the planet.
hey. So Secret Empire number 10 debuted today, and it to me was a pretty good read. A pretty good read that ended the event on a pretty good note. It was pretty good for what the event was going for, and that's about as much as I have to say on it. So I don't think there's I'm not gonna use the words great and oh, this was the best thing I've ever read, or this was the best. No, I'm not gonna use those words, but it was a pretty good end to this event. An event that I thought again for Marvel was pushing their boundaries, and I really thought that they'd go all the way with it till the end. But I figured, with generations, happening with generations happening right now, and legacy, coming later, I just felt like Marvel wanted to, kind of round this event up and end it in a note that would smoothly transition into those things come into generations and to legacy, because they really did. If anything, it's smoothed itself into generations very, very well, and it connected with generations. So if you've been wondering, so what happens or why they're at the vanishing point, Secret Empire number 10 answers it for you and tells you why, and tells you who's, the cause of it. Not necessarily the cause, it tells you who, makes the vanishing point happen for past and future heroes to come back. And so now with the end of this book, it's actually piqued my interest for, Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers, Captain America, Generations, the Americas. I want to see what that's going to be like. So here's my full review on the book. Like I said, pretty good read, so and for some reason, I don't know, this felt shorter than the rest of the other ones. It still was as long, but in page numbering, but for some reason it didn't feel as much of a wordy, or it didn't feel as built as the other ones. It just felt really short. Maybe again because they're just trying to get to the point and get to the end of it. That could have been what happened with that. So that's one thing I had an issue with. But this is one issue that I had that can split both ways, is the end, the payoff. So it's good and bad. It's bad because I feel like just a little bit of it felt very cop outish. It just felt like, we're not gonna go all the way with this, we're not gonna push all the way with this, but we're just gonna cop a little bit of this. But it also was good because whatever happened, the events that happened, which was my fear, is if they're gonna go one way, will the events of what happened, will that all be canceled? Or if they decide to stick with it and say, what, yo, we're going gung ho with this, all of this happened. Yes, and they kept those events. They kept the big major events that happened, and the little ones kind of got swept under the rug. But they also kind of like gave you a kind of sort of a happy ending with this. So it's like there's a happy ending, but then there's still like, oh, we regret, X, Y, and Z that happened. The heroes are still feeling at fault. So I'm wondering if with Legacy, are they going to pick up from this and just go into Legacy and say, look, is there going to be government ramifications? Like, what's going to happen, especially with Captain America, because he has his work cut out for him. He went from hero to most hated, and kind of, I don't, I think to the heroes he redeemed himself, but honestly to the basic civilians, I think they're still there to, like, oh, Captain, I don't know too much. You might, because at the end of it, we see one of the kids playing with a Captain America toy, and it's like, oh, he took my Captain America toy, and they're playing with the Sam Wilson toy. And if you haven't really read Sam Wilson, or if you're still struggling to read Sam Wilson, he's been, oh, well, you're not, not my captain, not my captain. But, eventually you see him as the full hero. He ends up being the Captain America we all wanted in this book, or in Secret Empire number 10. So a couple characters that kind of stand out in this book for me, obviously Sam Wilson, because he stands all the way out. If you've been reading, Bucky's back. Bucky kind of did something to fix everything going on, and so those two characters really stood out in this book. When I do the full Secret Empire event, when I do the full video for that one, I'm going to give you all the characters that stood out. But in this particular book, I mean, let's be honest, from Secret Empire number 8 all the way to now, Sam Wilson has stood out for me. I mean, he kind of evolved. If you were reading from 0 to 1, he really evolved. He was the guy who no one thought was going to happen, and he kind of came through. And so when you get to the end of this book, you get to see the present heroes. Jane Foster Thor, Sam Wilson Captain America, Miles Morales Spider-Man. All of them stand up, and they're talking. Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, and they're all like, and someone reads, we went to the vanishing point and we came back reborn. No slight to anyone, but yeah, we came back reborn, and it was like, okay, well, you're gonna get to understand more of why they're going through that because of this book. So if you've been reading Generations and you're not understanding what the heck is going on, this book will let you know what's going on. There's also one more page in this. Like I said, I don't want to really do spoilers, but there was one page in this that I was like, whoa, they did a callback to another Marvel event. So if you come across that page, drop a comment down and let me know what it was. All in all, like I said, it was a pretty good book, a pretty good read. Nothing that I couldn't have said, because I kind of predicted, I think on the podcast a couple weeks ago, Vito and I were talking about it, and I was like, what if, the cube is kind of used to make Captain America good again and all of that good stuff, and people forget that he was like Captain Hydra. If you predicted that, there's a surprise in it for you, because what Marvel did, because that was what I predicted, but what Marvel did, especially with this one, they kind of took that and twisted it on its head. So it's not exactly that. That exactly didn't happen, but you're in for a surprise with the ending of this book. I really enjoyed it, actually. Again, it was really good. It ended on a good note. Captain America has a lot to do, to build his image. And when I say Captain America, I mean Steve Rogers, because right now, for me, my Cap is Sam Wilson. So that's been my full review on it. It's, if I had to grade it out of a 10, because we do on Earth2, we do out of 10, I will personally give this a 7.5 out of 10. Again, this is my personal grade, my personal opinion. If you have, a counter opinion, or you have a counter grade, down in the comment section below, let me know what it is. Let me know how you felt about this book. You can also let me know how you felt about the event, because I will, like I said, be doing a full event analysis for Secret Empire. And, I read one or maybe two tie-ins. If you read all the tie-ins, let me know what they were. I'll probably go back and check on them later on. But again, it's been your boy Moecrosby. Check us out on social media, Earth2 Comic Cast, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, check out our podcast that's going to be coming out tomorrow. We have past episodes, but check out our podcast that's going to be coming out tomorrow. We're going to be talking about this, and we're going to go full spoilers, and then we're going to either talk about the full event on the podcast or go in the future where I'll do a video, and then we'll talk about the full event. But check the podcast out. Do not check the podcast, if that makes sense. Anyway, it's been your boy Moecrosby. Keep reading these books. Thank you for watching. And as always, go for your own baskets.